Curse you, Raymond! You will never have peace! You will never know happiness! You will never hear the cry of a child in your house! You will suffer the way I have suffered! You will beg for mercy! And none will come!
My people, come closer. This story, it's the kind that will make you pause and ask yourself, wait, how did everything scatter like this? Because sometimes in life, it's not what you did, it's what people believe you did. And once that belief enter, even truth will start looking like a lie. Before we begin, abeg hit that subscribe button, like this video, and don't forget to drop your thoughts later because this one will touch nerve. This is African Tales by Golden. Now grab your popcorn, sit down where make we enter this matter gently. In a village where a woman's dignity was her greatest riches, Oluchi's story will soon become the kind people whisper about and pretend they don't know. Umuaka village. If you cough in the morning, by afternoon they have already discussed your burial. That kind of village. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody monitored everybody. And most importantly, everybody had mouth. Now in that same village lived a girl named Oluchi. She was known by all, not just for her beauty, but for her discipline. At just 18, Oluchi carried herself with a grace that made elders nod in approval and young men lower their voices when she passed. Look at that girl, the women in the market would whisper. Beauty and character, not like these others chasing men up and down. And if beauty was money, that girl for don't build mansion for Lekki. Oluchi was not just fine, she had that don't touch me kind of beauty. Calm, soft-spoken, always minding her business. Even the old women in the market used to adjust their wrappers when she passed. Chai, this girl is different. She had 2 elder sisters, Ada, the first daughter, Uju, the second. Now, let's not lie to ourselves. If life was fair, all of them would shine equally. But this one, Oluchi was shining like NEPA light that suddenly decided to behave. And that was the beginning of small pepper in the house. Every morning, while Ada and Uju were still stretching like they want to compete in Olympic sleeping competition, Oluchi was already up, sweeping the compound, fetching water, helping her mother arrange goods. Her mother, Mama Ada, was a known trader in the village market. Fresh tomatoes, red pepper, ugu leaves so green you go think say them polish am. Oluchi, carry this basket. Yes, Mama. Arrange those tomatoes well. Yes, Mama. Go and call that customer. Yes, Mama. No argument, no attitude, no I'm tired, nothing. Mama Ada would just be looking at her like, this one, na correct child. Meanwhile, Ada would be somewhere adjusting her hair for the 5th time. Uju, either gisting with friends or nowhere to be found. One afternoon, as they were eating, Mama Ada dropped a big piece of meat into Oluchi's plate. Take, my daughter. Ada paused, looked at the plate, looked at Oluchi, then laughed dry. Of course, not only had they this house, Uju added, rolling her eyes, Saint Oluchi, Virgin Mary of Umuaka. Oluchi just kept quiet because she knew one thing. In that house, silence was her only defense. But outside, outside was a different story entirely. Men in the village confused. How is she this beautiful and still not following anybody? Is she even normal? I heard she has never been with any man. 18 years? Lie. But it was true. Oluchi was still a virgin. Not because nobody wanted her, but because she wanted something else. One evening, as she sat beside her mother arranging vegetables, Mama Ada sighed. My daughter, one day you will marry a rich man and change our story. Oluchi smiled softly. I don't want to marry now, Mama. Mama Ada frowned. So, what do you want? Oluchi looked ahead, eyes distant. I want to go to school. Silence. Ada scoffed loudly. School? With which money? Uju laughed. Better face reality, my dear. Mama Ada didn't laugh. She just stared at Oluchi like someone calculating something. Because deep down, even though she loved her daughter, poverty was louder than dreams. That night, as the village settled into quiet darkness, Oluchi lay on her mat staring at the ceiling, dreaming of a life beyond the village. A life where her name would be more than just whispers in the market. That same Umuaka village that didn't know how to mind their business was about to receive a visitor. And not just any visitor. That afternoon, the sun was not smiling. Even the breeze had gone on strike. Oluchi was walking back from the market, a basket balanced perfectly on her head, minding her business like the correct girl she was. No looking left, no looking right, just jejely going home. Suddenly, ping ping, a car horn blasted behind her. Oluchi didn't even turn. The horn came again, ping ping. She adjusted her basket and kept walking. Inside the car, Raymond frowned. Is she deaf or just proud? He slowed down, then finally parked. Before you could say what is going on, he stepped out and walked after her. Excuse me. Oluchi kept walking. Fine girl, I'm talking to you. That one made her stop. Slowly, she turned. Her face was calm, but her eyes sharp. Yes? Raymond smiled, already scanning her from head to toe. Wow, you are even more beautiful up close. Oluchi didn't smile. Okay. That okay alone, it annoyed him small. I saw you from my car, he continued, adjusting his shirt. I had to stop. I mean, look at you. Silence. Can I get your contact? He asked smoothly. Let's talk, maybe hang out sometime. Oluchi shifted her basket slightly. I'm not interested. Just like that. Flat. No sugarcoating. Raymond blinked. Maybe you didn't hear me well. I heard you. Small silence. I said I'm not interested. Now his smile reduced. I can take care of you, he said, voice firmer now. I'm not like these village boys. Oluchi shook her head. I don't need anything from you. Raymond reached into his pocket and pulled out money. Fake, heavy, the kind that can make people forget their surname. I'll give you 500,000 naira, he said. Just let's hang out, get to know each other. Oluchi looked at the money, then looked at him, and something in her expression changed. Not fear, not temptation, disappointment. You can keep your money, she said quietly. I'm not that kind of girl. Before he could respond, she turned and walked away, left him standing there, money in hand, ego on the floor. Raymond laughed softly, but there was no humor in it. Okay, he muttered. Okay. Then he turned and saw a girl passing by. Hey, you, come here. The girl stopped immediately, already fixing her hair. Yes, sir. Raymond pointed slightly. That girl that just left, who is she? The girl followed his gaze and immediately her face changed. Oh, her? The way she said it, jealousy was already doing introduction. Yes, what about her? The girl folded her arms. She is Oluchi. And? She likes to act like she's better than everybody. Raymond raised a brow. Better how? She doesn't follow men, the girl said with a slight scoff. Everybody in this village is always praising her. Good girl this, good girl that. Raymond leaned in slightly. Is it true? The girl hesitated, then shrugged. They say she's still a virgin. Raymond's eyes darkened slightly. But that wasn't enough. Later that same day, he asked others, men, women, even elders, and the story was the same. That girl, very decent, hardworking, respectful. She doesn't follow men at all. Each word was like fuel. That night, inside his car, Raymond tapped his steering slowly. A girl that doesn't follow men, he murmured. Then he smiled. I will be the one to break that pride. The next day, he saw her again. This time, he didn't honk. He went straight to her. "Why are you avoiding me?" he asked. Oluchi stopped, clearly irritated now. "Why are you disturbing me?" she fired back. "I told you yesterday, I'm not interested." Raymond raised his hands slightly. "Calm down. I just like you." "I don't like you." Small silence. Then he leaned closer. "Fine, let's be serious now. I want to marry you." That one made Oluchi stare at him properly for the first time. "Marry me?" "Yes, you are the kind of woman I want." Oluchi almost laughed. "I don't want to get married." Raymond frowned. "I want to go to school," she continued. "So please, go and find someone else." And just like that, she walked away again. Second time. Raymond stood there, jaw tight, eyes cold. Now, listen, men like Raymond, they don't handle rejection well, especially not from someone they already feel they deserve. Then he spoke under his breath. "No one says no to me. I will get this girl. Let's see how long this one will last. Not I like her again, not I want her, but I will get her." And just like that, what started as attraction turned into something else entirely. Something with ego, something with control, something dangerous. And this time, he wasn't going to meet her on the road again. He was going straight to the place where no could easily turn into yes. That evening, Umuaka village was quiet. The kind of quiet that feels normal until something enters and scatters everything. Oluchi was in the backyard washing vegetables with Mama Ada. Ada and Uju were inside arguing about something nobody even cared about. Then, a knock. Knock, knock. Mama Ada wiped her hands quickly. "Oluchi, go and check who is there." Oluchi walked slowly to the front, opened the door, and froze. Raymond, standing there like he owned the compound. Her face hardened immediately. "You again?" Before she could say anything else, Mama Ada appeared behind her. "Who is it?" She stopped, and her eyes widened, because what she saw was not just a man, it was opportunity. "Good evening, ma," Raymond said politely. Mama Ada adjusted her wrapper immediately. "Good evening, my son. Please come in." Oluchi turned sharply. "Mama, keep quiet," Mama Ada snapped quietly. "Let him enter first." Raymond stepped in calmly, like a man who already knew the outcome. Inside the small living room, the father sat up. Ada and Uju rushed out immediately. Because let's be honest, when a fine man from the city enters your house like that, everybody suddenly becomes active. "My name is Raymond," he began. "I came from the city, but my parents are from this village." The father nodded slowly. "You are welcome." Then Raymond dropped it, straight, no delay. "I am here because of your daughter." Silence. Ada's eyes widened. Uju leaned forward. Mama Ada held her breath. "Which one?" the father asked. Raymond looked directly at Oluchi. Ha! That was it. The air changed. Oluchi stepped forward immediately. "I don't want to get married." Mama Ada turned sharply. "Oluchi!" "I told him already," she continued, voice firm. "I'm not interested." The father's face darkened. But Raymond, he smiled, like this was all part of his plan. "I understand," he said calmly, "but I am serious." Then he brought out money. Bundles, thick ones, placed it gently on the table. Nobody spoke, because sometimes money can silence even your destiny. Mama Ada's eyes were already shining. "My son," she said softly, "you didn't have to." "I want to marry her properly," Raymond continued. I will take care of everything. Ada and Oju exchanged looks. Jealousy don't wake up fully now. Ah, Oju whispered. See luck. Oluchi stepped back. No. The word was quiet but heavy. I said I don't want to get married, she repeated. I want to go to school. Mama Ada turned to her immediately. School? Her voice rose. Will school feed this family? Oluchi's chest tightened. Mama, please. Do you know how much this man has brought already? Mama Ada snapped. The father finally spoke. You will marry him. Just like that. No discussion, no consideration, decision. Oluchi felt like the ground shifted under her feet. I don't love him. Love? Ada scoffed loudly. Since when did love start feeding people? Oju laughed. Better use your beauty wisely. Oluchi turned to her mother, tears already forming. Mama, please. Mama Ada's face softened for a second. Just a second. Then hardened again. My daughter, this is your chance. That sentence, that one has destroyed many lives. He will change our story. Mama Ada continued. Don't be selfish. Selfish. That word hit differently. Because suddenly, her dream was no longer a dream. It was now a problem. That night, nobody slept well. But by morning, Oluchi had stopped arguing. Not because she agreed, but because she was tired. And that is how many people lose their lives. Not by force, but by pressure. 2 days later, the family agreed. The introduction would begin. And Raymond, he smiled like a man who had just won something. But what nobody knew was this. He wasn't in love. He wasn't even interested in marriage. He just wanted one thing, and he was already getting closer to it. The introduction day came quietly, but the atmosphere? Heavy. Palm wine was carried, kola nuts were broken, greetings were exchanged like tradition demanded. Oluchi sat quietly, head slightly bowed, heart not fully present. The elders spoke, families laughed. Mama Ada was smiling like someone who had already left poverty behind. Ada and Uju watching everything with tight faces. See her life, Uju muttered under her breath. Raymond sat confidently, like a man who had already secured what he wanted. After everything, when people had eaten and started leaving, Raymond cleared his throat. I have something to say. The room went quiet again. I want Oluchi to come and stay with my family for a few days. Silence. Oluchi's head snapped up immediately. What? Mama Ada blinked. Stay with you? Yes, Raymond continued calmly, so she can know my parents better and understand the home she's coming into. Oluchi stood up immediately. No, I'm not doing that. The room tightened. That is not our tradition, she added. I'm not going anywhere. Mama Ada grabbed her arm quickly. Sit down. Mama, keep quiet. Raymond smiled gently, acting calm, reasonable. It's just for 2 days, he said. I want her to feel comfortable before the marriage. Then, like clockwork, he brought out money. Bundles, fresh, placed it on the table. I want you people to use this and prepare. The father leaned forward immediately. Mama Ada's breathing changed because at that moment, sense was leaving the room small. After Raymond left, the real conversation started. Oluchi, Mama Ada called. Oluchi stood in the middle of the room, still shocked. Mama, what was that? She asked. You want me to go and stay with him? Mama Ada moved closer, lowered her voice. My daughter, nothing will happen. Oluchi shook her head. That is how it starts. It's just 2 days. I don't trust it. The father spoke from behind. You will go. Oluchi turned sharply. Papa, you will go, he repeated. That man has spent money. spent money. That sentence again. Mama Ada held Oluchi's hands. My daughter, you are helping this family. I want the best for you. Tears gathered in Oluchi's eyes. Just go, Mama Ada continued softly. Show them you are a good wife. Nothing will happen. Then she added the final weapon. Just do it for your mother. You know you are my favorite child. Silence. That one broke her. Because now it was no longer about her. It was about proving love. After long persuasion, long begging, long pressure, Oluchi finally nodded. Okay. And just like that, her faith moved one step forward. The next day, Raymond came to pick her. As she entered the car, something inside her felt off. But she ignored it. Because sometimes we ignore danger when it wears a smile. That night in Raymond's family house, Oluchi sat carefully on the bed, uncomfortable, alert. Raymond walked in slowly. You are quiet, he said. Oluchi didn't smile. I'm not used to this. He moved closer, sat beside her. I've waited long enough, he said softly. Oluchi immediately shifted away. No, please. Let's wait until marriage. Silence. For a moment, Raymond just stared at her. Then suddenly, he smiled. Okay. Oluchi blinked. I respect you, he added. Relief washed over her face. Thank you. But what she didn't see was the anger burning quietly behind that smile. How dare she refuse me again? Later that night, he brought her a drink. Take this, you need to relax. Oluchi hesitated for a second, then remembered her mother's voice. He is your husband-to-be. She took it, drank it. Slowly, her vision blurred. Raymond, I feel strange. Just sleep, he said calmly, and the world went dark. Raymond took advantage of her. Morning came. Oluchi woke up. Everything felt normal. No pain, no memory, just slight confusion. She shook it off, came outside, swept the compound, cooked, helped in the kitchen. Raymond's parents watched her closely. Ah, his mother smiled. This one is a good wife. She will be a good daughter-in-law. You will take care of our son well, the father added. Oluchi smiled shyly. For the first time, she felt maybe, just maybe, she made the right decision. She served them a delicious meal. When they ate, they were so happy. This food is delicious, they praised. Even Raymond played along. This food is very sweet, he said, eating. You are a good woman. Then he added, I will send you to school. Oluchi's eyes lit up. That one entered her heart immediately. That night, she slept peacefully, happy, hopeful, not knowing her life had already changed. The next morning, she returned home. Mama Ada rushed out happily. My daughter! Food was prepared. Laughter filled the house. They like you? Mama Ada asked excitedly. Oluchi smiled shyly. Yes, Mama. Even Ada and Uju watched with silent jealousy. Enjoy your life, oh, Ada muttered. Days passed. 1 month. No Raymond. They called him. Something came up, he said. I'll come next month. They waited. 2nd month. Nothing. Another call. I'm handling a contract in the city, he said smoothly. Just give me time. Mama Ada nodded. They will come, she assured. But by the 3rd month, something changed. One morning, Oluchi was sweeping the compound. Mama Ada sat nearby cutting vegetables. Suddenly, Oluchi dropped the broom and ran. Huh! She vomited beside the wall. Mama Ada stood up immediately. Oluchi, what is wrong with you? Oluchi wiped her mouth weakly. I don't know, Mama. I feel strange. I think I have a fever. Mama Ada's eyes narrowed. We are calling the doctor." Later that day, the village doctor arrived, checked her, asked questions, looked serious, then said it. "She is pregnant." Silence. Mama Ada laughed nervously. "Doctor, stop joking." The doctor didn't smile. "She is about 3 months pregnant." The bowl in Mama Ada's hand dropped. Oluchi froze. "Pregnant?" The doctor nodded, then left. And the house exploded. Mama Ada turned sharply. "Oluchi, how?" Oluchi stepped back, shaking. "I don't know." "Don't lie," the father shouted, rushing out. "You have brought shame to this house." "I didn't do anything," she cried. "I didn't." "Were you not with that man?" Mama Ada screamed. "Yes, but nothing happened." Silence. "What do you mean nothing happened?" her father asked coldly. "I told him we should wait and he agreed." Mama Ada laughed bitterly. "So you are pregnant and still claiming you are a virgin?" Tears poured down Oluchi's face. "I am still a virgin, I swear." Ada burst out laughing. "Pregnant virgin," she mocked. Uju joined. "Ah, new miracle in Umuaka." "Who did it, eh? Holy Spirit or what?" "Ha ha ha," they both laughed. Oluchi fell to her knees. I don't know. Then suddenly, a memory flickered. The drink, that night. Her body stiffened. Without thinking, she grabbed the phone, dialed Raymond. It rang. Then he picked. "Hello?" "Raymond," she cried. "I'm pregnant." Silence. "Did you do something to me that night?" Another silence. Then he laughed, cold. "So you found out." Oluchi's heart dropped. What did you do?" she whispered. "I added something to your drink," he said casually. Tears streamed down her face. "Why?" His voice turned sharp. "You are too proud. You kept saying you are a virgin. Well, not anymore." Oluchi trembled. "I only taught you a lesson. Now you are pregnant. Let's see how you will fly." "Are you going to marry me?" she cried desperately. Raymond scoffed. "Marry you? God forbid. I got what I wanted." Then the line went dead. Silence. Oluchi slowly lowered the phone, then screamed. Not small cry. The kind of cry that carries pain, betrayal, and regret all at once. She turned to her parents. "This is your fault." Mama Ada staggered back. "You pushed me. You said nothing will happen. You forced me." Her voice broke. "My life is finished." And for the first time, Mama Ada had no words. Because sometimes, the damage is already done. From that day, Oluchi's life ended. Not physically yet, but everything that made her live was gone. The house that once felt like home became a place of punishment. One morning, weak and feverish, Oluchi dragged herself to the kitchen. Her body was hot, her head spinning. "Mama," she called softly, "I'm not feeling well. Please, can you give me small money? Let me buy medicine." Mama Ada turned slowly, looked at her from head to toe, then hissed, "Am I the one that got you pregnant?" Oluchi froze. "Were you not the one that opened your legs for a man that has not married you?" Mama Ada continued harshly. "You couldn't even wait? Now you are pregnant and you are asking me for money?" Tears filled Oluchi's eyes immediately. "Mama, you know that's not what happened." "Get out of my sight," Mama Ada shouted. "Be grateful I'm even allowing you to sleep in this house." That sentence cut deeper than anything. Oluchi staggered backwards, crying. "Mama, you know I didn't want this marriage. You and Papa forced me. You told me nothing would happen." Mama Ada turned away like she didn't hear anything. That was when Oluchi realized she was alone, completely. She went to her father, knelt down. "Papa, please, I'm feeling very sick. Just give me small money for drugs." The man looked at her with disgust. "Shameless girl." Oluchi's heart dropped. "You couldn't keep your legs closed," he continued coldly. "Now you are pretending to be innocent." "Papa, I didn't." "Get out," he shouted. "Don't bring your disgrace to me." Oluchi crawled out slowly, tears pouring. Last hope, her sisters. "Ada, Uju, please help me." Ada burst into laughter immediately. "Help you?" she mocked. "Pregnant virgin is asking for help." Uju clapped her hands. So miracle really exists. Who did it? Holy Spirit? They both laughed loudly. "Go and meet the man that impregnated you," Uju snapped. "We are not your sponsors." Oluchi fell to the ground. "I didn't do anything," she cried. "I swear I didn't." But nobody cared. Outside the house was not any better. As she walked through the village path, whispers followed her like shadows. "See her, pregnant virgin, pretender." Young girls who once envied her now laughed openly. "Beauty with nonsense," she said. "See how she was forming before." Even older women shook their heads. We were praising her for nothing. Men who once admired her avoided her like disease. Every step was humiliation. Hunger became her new companion. Sometimes Mama Ada would cook, serve Ada, serve Uju, then look at Oluchi, go to the man that impregnated you, and walk away. Out of desperation, Oluchi went to Raymond's parents' house. She stood at the entrance, weak, broken. "I'm pregnant for your son," she said. "Please call him. Let him come and do the right thing." Raymond's mother laughed sharply. "Our son?" "Yes," Oluchi cried. "He admitted it." "Liar," the woman snapped. "Our son cannot do such a thing. You must have been sleeping around. That is why he left you." Raymond's father added coldly, "Go and find the father of your child. This house is not for useless girls." They pushed her out, closed the door, and just like that, hope died again. Days turned into weeks. Oluchi started going to the market, selling oranges. "Buy orange, buy sweet orange." Her voice was weak, her body tired, her belly slowly growing. Still, she walked, went to farms, carried loads, did anything just to survive. One afternoon, at the market, a woman suddenly shouted, My money is missing." People turned, eyes landed on Oluchi. "She was the one near my stall," the woman accused. Before Oluchi could speak, hands grabbed her. "Thief!" "I didn't take anything," she cried. Slap, push. Her tray of oranges fell, scattered everywhere. Someone kicked her. "Confess." "I didn't." Another slap. Nobody listened. Nobody cared. At the end, she lay on the ground, bruised, empty, her goods gone. That night, something inside her finally broke. At midnight, Oluchi sat alone in the compound. No light, no comfort, just pain. She scooped sand from the ground, held it tightly, and began to cry. "I curse you, Raymond," she screamed. Her voice shook the silence. "You will never have peace. You will never know happiness. You will never hear the cry of a child in your house. You will suffer the way I have suffered. You will beg for mercy and none will come. She threw the sand, crying uncontrollably. My life is finished. The next day, nothing changed. Still insults, still hunger, still pain. Until she couldn't take it anymore. That evening, Oluchi sat quietly behind the house, her eyes empty. In her hand, a small bottle, poison. Nobody noticed. Nobody cared. She looked at the sky, tears falling silently. I tried. Her voice was faint. I didn't deserve this. Then she drank it, all of it. Moments later, her body shook violently. She fell. Silence. Evening came. Mama Ada returned. Oluchi, she called. No answer. She walked to the back and froze. Oluchi! Her scream tore through the compound. People ran in. What happened? They gathered, shocked. She drank poison. She's not breathing. Mama Ada fell to the ground. My daughter! Crying, screaming. The father stood still, speechless. Ada and Ojo crying too. But deep inside, something else lingered. A few days later, she was buried. Silently, painfully. Mama Ada cried the most. I'm sorry, she whispered repeatedly. But sorry came too late. The father sat alone many nights, regret heavy in his chest. Ada and Ojo avoided mirrors. They regretted what they did to her, but some part of them was happy because their biggest obstacle was out of the way. But life moved on, like Oluchi never existed. Days later, in the city, Raymond received a call. She is dead. Silence. For the first time, his chest tightened. That night, he slept, but peace didn't follow. In his dream, darkness. Then, Oluchi, standing there, her eyes glowing. He ran. Please forgive me, he shouted. She didn't speak. She chased him. Closer, closer. Then suddenly, she raised her hand and struck. Ah! Raymond woke up screaming, breathing heavily, sweat all over his body. Beside him, his wife sat up immediately. Honey, what is it? Did you have a nightmare? Raymond looked around, shaking, then forced himself to calm down. Nothing. But deep down, he knew something had followed him. From the night Oluchi died, Raymond never knew peace again. At first, it was just dreams. He would sleep and then suddenly, darkness. Then she would appear. Oluchi, standing far away, silent. Then slowly, she would start walking toward him. Her eyes glowing, her face pale. Forgive me, Raymond would whisper, but she never spoke. She only chased him. Sometimes with a knife, sometimes with a stick, sometimes a cutlass. And every time he ran, and every time she caught up, and every time he woke up screaming, sweating, shaking, breathing like a man that just escaped death. That was how it started, but it didn't end there. Days turned into months. Months turned into years. 5 years. 5 solid years of torment. Not one night of peace. Not one day of rest. Even in the daytime, she came. One afternoon in the boardroom, Raymond was in a meeting with his board members, talking, explaining, trying to act normal. Then suddenly, he froze. At the far end of the room, she was standing there, Oluchi, looking straight at him. Confess, her voice echoed. Raymond's body started shaking. No, no, he whispered. The board members frowned. Sir. But before they could understand, Raymond screamed, "Stay away from me!" He pushed his chair violently and ran out of the boardroom. Everyone stood up in shock. Sir, what is going on? But when they followed him, he was outside, breathing heavily, looking around like a madman. Then suddenly, she was gone. He looked at them, forced a smile. Nothing. But nothing was wrong. Everything was wrong. At home, it was worse. His wife, Isabella, watched him slowly fall apart. Raymond, she said one night softly, "Why are you always scared?" He didn't answer. "You don't sleep, you don't eat, you keep looking behind you. What is going on?" Still, he said nothing. Because how do you explain that a dead girl is chasing you? Food became his enemy. Sometimes he would sit to eat, then suddenly freeze, because she would appear, standing beside the table, watching him. He would scream, push the food away, and run, leaving Isabella confused, terrified. And the worst part, no child. 5 years of marriage, not even one pregnancy. They went to the hospital again and again and again. Tests were done. The doctor looked at them carefully. "There is nothing wrong with both of you." Silence. "You can conceive." Isabella blinked. "Then why aren't we?" The doctor shook his head. "That I cannot explain." His business began to collapse. Contracts were cancelled. Clients pulled out. "His behavior is unstable," they whispered. Money started leaving him. Respect started leaving him. Even his sanity started leaving him. One afternoon, he was resting at home, trying to sleep. Then suddenly, cold hands gripped his neck. He opened his eyes. Oluchi, on top of him, her eyes burning. "You will not rest," she whispered. Raymond struggled, gasping. "Please." She tightened her grip. "You took my life." His body went limp. Darkness swallowed him. He was rushed to the hospital, unconscious. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, still no response. Isabella sat by his side, cleaning him, talking to him, crying, "Please, wake up." Doctors were confused. There is nothing medically wrong with him. But he didn't wake. Finally, after 1 week, his eyes opened. Fear, immediate fear. He sat up suddenly. "She's coming." After he stabilized, he called his friend, Daniel. They sat together. Raymond told him everything. Silence filled the room. Then Daniel stood up angrily. "Raymond, what kind of wickedness is this?" Raymond looked down. "That girl was innocent." "I know. She was a virgin." "I know. And you destroyed her life?" Raymond's voice broke. "It was just a game." Daniel slapped the table. "A game? You drugged her, you used her, you abandoned her." Raymond covered his face. "I didn't know it would go this far." Daniel's voice dropped. "Her blood is on your head, but we must find a solution before it is too late." Silence. Then he added, "We need help. We need to seek a solution to get rid of this." They went to a native doctor, an old man, eyes deep, voice heavy. After listening, he shook his head slowly. That girl died in pain. She died in anger. Her spirit is crying for vengeance. Raymond trembled. Can it be stopped? The native doctor sighed. Sacrifice must be made. He listed items. Bring these things. We will appease her spirit. Raymond nodded immediately. But as they stepped out, a scream echoed inside. They turned. Oluchi's spirit appeared there and then and struck the native doctor. The native doctor lay on the ground, dead. No wound, no struggle, just dead. Daniel staggered back. This is serious. What are we going to do, Raymond? The only person that could help you is gone. What are we going to do?
Meanwhile, Isabella had reached her limit. She confided in her friend, and her friend said, "Go to a pastor." The next day, she went with her friend. The pastor prayed long, deep. Then suddenly, he stopped, looked at her, and spoke. "Your husband destroyed a girl." Isabella froze. She was innocent. She was a virgin. Tears filled her eyes. He drugged her, impregnated her, abandoned her. Isabella shook her head. "No, not my husband," the pastor continued. "The girl suffered. She cursed him. Her spirit is crying for vengeance." Silence. She will not rest until her revenge is complete. Isabella broke down. "Why?" "Bring your husband," the pastor said. "We will pray for him." She rushed home, but Raymond was gone. He had returned to the village, knelt in front of Oluchi's parents, crying. "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Mama Ada screamed. "How could you do this to my daughter? She was innocent. You destroyed her life. You will suffer for this." She turned and walked inside. The villagers gathered, angry. "You are wicked. You are evil." They pushed him. "Leave this village. Never come back." Raymond left, broken. When he got home, Isabella saw him. "What happened?" she asked. That was when he told her everything. Everything. She stared at him in disbelief. You did this?" Tears filled her eyes. "You ruined a girl's life for your ego?" Raymond cried. "I'm sorry." She stepped back. "You are wicked. You are evil. You deserve everything happening to you." Silence. Then she spoke again. "We are going to the pastor tomorrow." Raymond nodded quickly. Because now, he was no longer fighting pride. He was fighting survivor. The next morning, silence filled the house. Not the peaceful kind. The kind that feels like something is waiting. Raymond dressed slowly. His hands were slightly shaking. Isabella stood beside him, quiet, still hot, still angry. "Let's go," she said softly. Raymond nodded, picked up his car keys. They stepped into the living room. Just as he reached for the door, the air changed. Cold, heavy. Then she appeared. Oluchi, standing right in front of him. Her eyes burned with anger. Not pain anymore. Not sorrow. Just vengeance. "You shall be doomed forever," she said. Her voice echoed. Not human. Raymond froze. "You shall be doomed forever." Isabella stepped back, terrified. Who is that?" she cried. But Raymond already knew. "Please," he whispered, trembling. Oluchi stretched out her hand slowly. You took my life. Her voice deepened. Now I take yours. She struck. Raymond's body jerked violently, then collapsed, flat. Raymond! Isabella screamed, ran to him. Wake up, please wake up. She shook him, cried, but his body was cold. Her hands trembled as she grabbed her phone. Pastor, please come, please. Minutes later, the pastor arrived. He looked at Raymond, quiet, still, then shook his head slowly. He is gone. Silence. Isabella collapsed. No, no, no. Please do something, she begged. Pray for him. Save him. The pastor looked at her with deep sadness. There are things prayer cannot reverse. Tears streamed down her face. There are actions, he continued, that carry consequences beyond mercy. He stepped closer. Sometimes, when you wrong someone, you don't get forgiveness. You get judgment. Silence filled the room. Not everyone forgives, he added softly. And some pain demands a price. Isabella cried harder. Her spirit was restless. The pastor said, now her vengeance is complete, and her soul will finally rest. Raymond was buried days later. His parents cried uncontrollably. Our son, our only son. When Isabella told them the truth, that it was Oluchi's spirit, they froze. Regret hit them like thunder. We should have done something, his mother whispered. We should have stopped him. But now, too late. Back in the village, news spread quickly. The same people who mocked Oluchi now whispered her name with fear. Mama Ada changed. She no longer shouted, no longer proud. She moved like a shadow of herself. Every night, she cried at her daughter's grave. My daughter, please forgive me. I am so sorry. But no answer ever came. Ada and Uju? Life did not go as planned. Suitors came, then left. Rumors followed them. That is the house where that girl committed suicide. That family, one by one, doors closed. And slowly, they understood. Some stains don't wash off. And somewhere, beyond what eyes can see, Oluchi finally stood still. No more running, no more chasing, just silence and peace. If you were in this story, who do you blame the most? Raymond? The parents? Or the silence of everyone who saw and did nothing? Listen carefully. This story is not just about Oluchi. It is about choices and consequences. A man allowed his ego to control him, and it destroyed a life. A family allowed poverty to silence wisdom, and it destroyed their own child. A community saw the truth but chose gossip over action. And in the end, everyone paid a price. Never trade your dignity for pressure. Never force someone into a path they don't want. And never think you can hurt someone and walk away freely. Because sometimes justice doesn't come from people. It comes in ways you cannot escape. Be careful what you do to others, because one day it may come back for you. First of all, thank you so much for watching till the end. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If this story meant something to you, like this video, comment your thoughts. I really want to hear your opinion. Share this story with someone and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next powerful story.